a number of stories that, of course, have made news in the course over the week. And if you were out of the country, welcome back and welcome to Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia. And of course, I have in the studio Pastor Kennedy Mambwe, as well as the speech analyst, Comrade Mike Sichula. They're back. The duo is back in the studio. PK, welcome and good evening to you.
Good evening, IP, and good evening to our esteemed viewers. I must say you're looking good in that shirt and the IP brand there, very consistent.
I didn't see this coming though. Thank you so much. How's been your Sunday? I think I might have to design one for you there.
All right.
As in PK, yeah.
I see. We can discuss that.
We have to. I'll more views on that.
I hope it doesn't come with a lot of money. Eh?
No, we negotiate. Yeah. And
Right.
maybe you also need my generosity. And the speech
Probably we need to have something so that we can be competing against you.
Right. Thank you so much. How was your Sunday, PK?
Quite busy, I must say.
Yeah.
It does look like Christmas is nearly here. Everyone is pacing up and about to make sure that we close the year strong. There's so much to catch up on.
Yeah.
But we are grateful to God for the gift of life, and I can't believe it that such a difficult year is finally coming to an end.
Yeah, we're almost closing the curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Comrade Sichula is back in the studio as well. Comrade, welcome. You are wearing yellow. Now it reminds me of the big man in Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the NRM. You know, his political party, they like, that's a brand, that's a color they are using. National Resistance Party.
Yeah. Quite a very political inclined old man, and he's doing the most for Ugandans. And he still has a long way to go, according to himself. Yeah, thank you for having me, IP, and good evening to our dear viewers. I also pass my regards to my fellow panelists, PK, and it's a pleasure again to be here. By the grace of God, we don't need to take things for granted.
Fantastic. Of course, talking about Uganda, they will be going to the polls on the 15th of January next year, which is a few weeks from now. So we'll keep on updating you with regards to what to come out from Uganda. Now, let's deal with matters back home in Zambia. And of course, we'll look at what made news so far. On story number one, we'll be dealing with Bill number 7, the controversial Bill number 7, which is set for second reading on the 15th of December 2025, which will be probably next week, thereabout, or after next week. Let's begin from there, PK. We did see a lot of events, I think, unfolding from the Bill 10 having been,
Bill 7.
Bill 7, thank you so much, PK, for that, which was deferred by the president after so much controversy in the country. However, when the Bill 7 was resting, the president constituted a team of the technical committee to collect views across the country. And when that was done via the Mshavati, when that was done again, the report was handed over to State House. Before that, we did also see some activities happening within the ground of State House, where the Oasis Forum went there after, of course, they aborted their initial plan to protest against Bill 7. The dialogue failed. It was announced by both parties, the government as well as the Oasis Forum. Fast forward, the following day, another group of some clergy, men and women, and also the CSOs went to State House to applaud the president. Fast forward, the following day, we were told that the Bill 10 had been exhumed or reactivated. Where are we today?
Where we are today, IP, is that Bill 7 is back on the floor of the House, facing multifaceted challenges. we understand that some people have actually taken this matter to court,
Yeah.
to try and see if they can stop it. But unfortunately, the select committee is already debating this matter.
Wow.
Now,
the matter which is already before the courts of law.
The matter which is before the courts of law is already being considered by the select committee. There are so many mixed feelings to this issue, particularly that on one hand, most people have said government needed to show good citizenship and accord respect to the law and the Constitution. Because if the Constitutional Court ruled that Bill 7, the process of Bill 7 was against the spirit of quite a number of articles that were cited, it therefore meant that it fell short of the constitutional provisions. And most people have argued that you cannot have a legitimate product born out of an illegitimate process.
Yeah.
That's what most people have argued. And the expectation, therefore, IP, for most Zambians was that, premised on that, Bill 7 would be withdrawn completely, especially that the Mushavati Technical Committee was appointed by the President to go and collect views, which views formed what we understand now as a draft bill, another bill. Now, the challenge that the government faces, if they want to go ahead with this process, is that the legal requirement is you need to publish the draft bill 30 days before it is tabled before Parliament. However, the rules of the House are that you cannot introduce two bills on the same topic in the same session. So having faced those legal challenges, the government has opted to publish the Mushavati report, which I must say, and I think we'll come to it later,
yes,
looks a bit progressive, better than Bill 7. And we understand that then they will try to incorporate the report and recommendation of the Mushavati into Bill 7. However, Bill 7 itself has got that heavy load on its head. It is labeled unconstitutional. So can the government go ahead and enact these new laws or changes to the law, the Constitution for that matter, using an illegitimate process? Those are the questions that citizens are having to debate and discuss. What is actually an issue right now is the argument by the presiding officers in National Assembly that the House has its own rules and it cannot be regulated by the court, which in my view is a bit it's a bit of an informed position. It's a bit of an informed position. Why do I say it's an uninformed position? Even though we have the three arms of government and we respect the doctrine of separation of powers, Parliament cannot check its excesses on its own. It has to be checked. The executive cannot check its excesses on its own. It has to be checked. Therefore, when the Constitutional Court tells Parliament that this is an illegitimate bill, it is actually aligning and balancing off the doctrine of separation of powers, and to maintain the integrity of constitutionalism of our democracy. Therefore, the expectation was that given that the standing orders of Parliament are not superior to the Republican Constitution, the presiding officers in the House should have heeded the ruling of the court and should have guided the executive to withdraw, not to defer, but to withdraw completely, because the constitutional court, or the court as it were, is more superior to the standing order. So the argument from the speaker that we cannot be stopped or be told what to do by the court is neither here nor there, and that's why I said it's a very misinformed position.
And it appears as though the Parliament is above the courts, is above the law.
That's how it seems, because here is the issue, IP, and our dear viewers. You have the highest court in the land, the Constitutional Court, say this product is born out of an illegitimate process. Therefore, it cannot stand. But the insistence by the executive and Parliament to proceed is actually teaching bad manners to the citizens that don't obey the law.
You can go to Parliament and commit all the atrocities you want.
Yes.
You will be covered.
It is teaching citizens bad manners. That I read what President Peter Senkamba wrote today. That everyone who has been jailed because the court pronounced a jail sentence. So we might as well start saying, oh, thank you for pronouncing this jail sentence, but I'm going home. Because if the executive and the legislature cannot obey the court order, then what are they telling the citizens about obeying the court orders? We might as well, according to Mr. Peter Senkamba, we might as well not have courts. Because the courts are there to be obeyed. They bring sanity, they help us to uphold the rule of law and make sure that we respect the set of rules that we crafted for ourselves in the name of a constitution.
Right.
But if we cannot abide by what we said, this is the law, we the people, we have given it to ourselves, the constitution. We hear, oh, the ConCourt has ruled this. Oh, no, that's not a ruling. It is actually just an argument that the process was against the spirit. Wait a minute. And this is even more confusing, IP. When you hear now that the government is planning, if it hasn't already, to petition the Constitutional Court to vacate its ruling on this matter. But yet you are, on the other hand, arguing that there was no ruling. So what are you saying? What should the ConCourt vacate? Why are you petitioning the ConCourt to vacate when you are saying there was no ruling? It was just an observation that the process was against the spirit of the Constitution. It is very confusing to the general public.
Wow.
Honestly speaking.
All right, I'll get back to you. Comrade Sichula, we are at this very critical juncture, a very critical position. What could be the way forward, and what has gone wrong, if at all there's something which we might have missed out as a country?
I think I've been talking about it ever since we started this issue about the constitutional reforms, to say the Zambian constitution, yes, it requires some reforms here and there. That I do not disagree with that position. And when I look at the UPND manifesto, they spoke to the issue of going to reform the constitution, which is okay, because there are certain issues that we need to refine so that they conform to modern standards as Zambia, not only Zambia, but also as a global community. But the problem therein is the way the current constitutional reforms started. The current constitutional reforms, from the way I saw it, it started from State House. where President Hakainde Hichilema is the one who said, we agreed. That is where the problem began.
The advocacy began from there.
Yes, that's where the problem began from. Because people now ask themselves, what have we agreed? Then it was because of those reactions, then State House now came in, no, the president meant this and that and that. That is where the problem started from. So the way forward now, because this process, according to the State House again, they have resolved that even if, like PK has alluded to, even if this process was deemed an illegal process by the Constitutional Court, because we want it, let's push it to Parliament. And Parliament has become passive, and they have accepted it. Under normal circumstances, Parliament should not have done what they have done. But because you cannot bite the finger that feeds you, we are in this position. So now, you asked me about the way forward.
Yeah.
The way forward is considering that the Mshawati report is now going to be made public. And I have a copy, but I've not gone through it.
Right.
But in terms of the way forward, this is now where the civil society organizations, including members of Parliament, they need to take this draft that has been that has been done by the Mshawati Technical Committee to their respective constituencies, because many other times civil society organizations have been accused to say you have been sponsored by the opposition to reject this bill and that bill. But we have an opportunity now, because the contents of the Mshawati Technical Committee are now in the public domain. Let people be informed of what is in that report, so that people begin to understand if a community is going to back the Oasis Forum, it will be on the basis of the Oasis Forum having explained to say what this means is A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. But what has been happening in the past is that, including members of Parliament, they do not take an initiative to say, okay, this bill has been published, now let me go to my constituencies, organize members of my constituents, explain to them. If they do not have the ability to interpret what is in there. That's why we've got institutions such as the Law Association of Zambia, the Zambia Law Development, Law Development. These are experts. They can help law members of Parliament who may not have the ability to interpret what has been written in these draft forms. Why I'm saying this is that we need to avoid finger pointing, because already we've been told by UPND praise singers who are saying, no, the Oasis Forum is just a Robbie group, they have been paid by this and that. I mean, we have had the Oasis Forum for many years in this country. The Oasis Forum at one point worked with the UPND. Today, why are they being called they are Robbies? They have gotten money from this one and that one so that they can challenge government. No. Even the Ministry of Justice, they have an opportunity in their way of moving forward to take a leading role, to have this Mshawati technical report translated into different languages, so that ordinary members of the public in Lundazi, in Shantumbo, in Dundumwezi, in Livingstone, name it, they will have an understanding of what their government is planning to do through this technical report. In the absence of that, this bill will just be concentrated along the line of rail, whereby some citizens will say, we do not know. Again, if something is passed, they are going to blame the opposition, or they are going to blame the current administration of being of lacking transparency, as well as not involving members of the public. That is how I look at it as a way forward, because presently it looks like Bill 7 has already been debated at committee stage. So we cannot do anything. Nothing can happen. The only thing that can happen there is maybe members of parliament are spoken to by their members from their constituencies to say, if you vote for this, explain to us why you are going to vote for it. If you do not vote for it, explain to us why you are not going to vote for it. That is how I look at it. But we have an opportunity with the other draft that has been constituted by the Mshawati Technical Committee, because now it looks better from what I've heard and also what I've read online, because I've not gone into its details, but the majority of the views that I've gotten, they say it looks better than Bill 7. So we have two issues now. So that's how I look at it in terms of going forward.
And that's quite very important. This will now usher us into story number 2, where we'll look at the Mshawati, which has released a final progressive constitutional report. Now, here's the thing. In the first place, as PK, you did mention, as well as Comrade, the speech analyst, that a report which has been compiled after collecting the views, you know, this is a child coming, or which has been birthed out of consultation from the people via the Mshawati. You may like that committee, you may not like it, but the fact remains that we have made an attempt, after we are guided by the courts, that a constitutional making process cannot be, be authored by the executive. You have to go back to the people. And indeed, the president listened. Mshawati and his team, they went on the ground and collected the views.
I think the president did not listen.
Oh, he did not listen?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. All right. Good. So my point, I'm trying to say that he listened by constituting a team to go and collect the views.
All right.
Hold on to your thoughts. You come and argue with me. There's no problem. Yeah. But what is interesting here is that this committee has established what looks like it's better than the document, or rather the views which were authored, or rather initiated by the president and himself from the executive, that no, we've agreed, comrades, can we move on? You know? Let's begin from there. The report by the Mshawati, how does it look like from your position, from your end there?
Well, I've read the report.
Yeah.
And I must say that it's a very progressive report. I'm not too sure if that is what the government wanted to see, but that is what the citizens have recommended. The very fact that the Mshawati report looks so much better than what is contained in Bill 7 is an indictment on Bill 7 itself. And it must tell the government why citizens were opposed to Bill 7 in the first place, because if Bill 7 was a good bill, the Mshawati would have not deviated from what was contained in... remember, the terms of reference limited them only to what is in Bill 7. But they have produced such a great report that even the people who were opposed to Bill 7, like myself, who were opposed to the contents of Bill 7, today I am happy to publicly say the Mshawati report is a very good report. Why do I say so? First of all, they've recommended that, you know, they've recommended the proportional proportional representation.
Yes.
The way it has been recommended is not the way it was structured in
Bill 7.
In Bill 7. In Bill 7, it almost insinuated that the ruling party or the president will be choosing the women, the disabled, and the youths to be part of parliament. But in the Mshawati report, it's been couched in the manner that we will have the 226 members of parliament voted through the first past the post system as we know it. And then the proportional representation will be from party list, and it's based on the performance of the party. So the reserved 40 seats will be apportioned by the Electoral Commission of Zambia based on the performance of each party that participated in an election. So for instance, if the UPND was number 1 and then another party is number 2 and another party is number 3, and all these, they've got seats in parliament, they will share the 40. So some women, some youth, some disabled will come from Citizens First, from Socialist Party, from PF, and from UPND. That's how the Mshavati report has recommended.
Based on their performances.
Based on their performance, not based on the
how
president to say, okay, I have, we need women, so I'll appoint this one. And
I've got one woman who's disabled in my village, for example.
So that's not how it's going to be.
Right.
So the Mshavati is very progressive. That is just one I can mention. But also, remember in Bill 7, they were proposing that if an MP dies, there will be no by-election. The party from where this person was coming will just recommend another person.
Replacement.
The Mshavati report says that would divert from our constitutionalism and democracy. We will have to go
for by-elections.
Yeah. They have recommended that there will be no term limit for mayors and councils.
Yes.
And also they've recommended the dissolution of parliament 90 days before the election. However, members of parliament must be paid as assumed they have served the full term.
Which is quite fair.
Which is good. Not like the way Bill 7 wanted these people to remain in office working, and they can be parliament until one day before. The Mshavati report says no. And then here comes the most important recommendation, which has been avoided by a lot of these constitutional making processes. And I hope this will be captured. They've recommended appointment of cabinet
ministers outside parliament.
Outside of parliament for the first time.
Yeah.
So
will it reflect in this?
I hope so, because what is the essence? I mean, this is a challenge to the government.
Wow.
What is the essence of publishing the Mshavati report when you know that these progressive clauses will not reflect as input into Bill 7? The idea is to make sure that the progressive submissions reflecting in the Mshavati report must now be reflected in Bill 7 so that it can be acceptable. Otherwise, Bill 7 in its raw form is totally rejected even today. The only sanitized process that can be acceptable is if what is contained in the Mshavati begins to reflect and be transposed into Bill 7. Then we can say, even though they disobeyed the court order, but at least the product
is well refined.
Is refined. That is the compromise maybe that the citizens can accept.
Failure to which, then we will be in trouble.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Comrade Speech Analyst. I think PK has done a good job by giving us a synopsis of what is contained in the current report from the Mshavati compound report. And something, of course, I'm also smiling when he talks about the appointment of cabinet ministers outside parliament. It is something that, of course, we've been talking about it, some of us. When you go to the Mungomba report as a Constitutional Review Commission, it is also found in there. But we've been avoiding as a country not to talk about the appointment of cabinet ministers outside parliament. Yeah. What is your take over this report, just in a nutshell? I know that you still want to have enough time to go through, but based on what PK has said, I don't know if you have got something to say.
Okay, so based on what PK has said, I'll pick out one which can help the UPND in this matter.
Yep.
You know, the UPND presently, they're having a challenge in some constituencies in terms of maintaining the old guards like Jack Mwimbu, Mr. Gary Nkombo, Cornelius Mwetwa. So when cabinet could be appointed outside Parliament.
Yeah.
It offers the UPND a window. If some of those old guards will not be appointed, then they could be will not be adopted
yes.
to
You're
contest on
Yes.
the UPND
You're
ticket.
right.
There you go.
They can be taken in as ministers from outside.
So you would have cured the confusion with
Yeah,
all the
cure the
party.
confusion within the party.
Absolutely.
Sound good.
Something that
Absolutely.
the UPND can benefit from. Then secondly, I also picked it online. I don't know if PK, you're ready to say something to do with MPs will no longer be part of the councils. I don't know whether that's a correct position. Is it?
The MPs will not be part of the councils. They can be called in if there is a matter.
Right.
So what was being proposed in Bill 7 was quite unfair. When you look at the allowances that councillors get, they are not as high as what members of parliament get from parliament.
By the way, the Mushabat report has recommended that they should be, the councillors and chairperson, be on a salary and receive gratuity.
Progressive.
Which is quite progressive with
Yes.
this.
Which is quite progressive.
Yes.
In as much as it also adds pressure on the treasury, but it is progressive. Because I can tell you for a fact, PK and our viewers out there, I've interacted with some councillors. I've had friends who are councillors. The issues that they go through, it's more than what members of parliament go through.
Yes.
Because councillors, most of the councillors that I know, they will stay and reside within their wards. And whenever there's anything that is affecting their community, the first call these people do is they will call the councillor. Councillor, here we have got a funeral. Councillor, here there's someone who is in labor, they need to go to the clinic and so on and so forth. But when you compare the weight of responsibilities and cause of distress that come from within the community and what they get as allowances, you'd feel sorry for them. So when I looked at that bill to say, no, let's see members of parliament also sit in councils, to me it looked unfair because these MPs, they'll get their allowances at parliament, then when they come and sit in the council again, they'll get an allowance.
Right.
Which an allowance councillors will just get within the council. They will not get it anywhere. So it was quite unfair. Then lastly, IP. You know, the president has spoken about having women. We want to appoint more women and youths and the disabled so that we can improve decision making. That is not absolutely correct. The body in Zambia that makes national policies, it is cabinet.
Right.
So you can be in parliament as you can have too many women in parliament, too many youths in parliament, and the disabled and so on and so forth. But if the government through cabinet does not like what you are proposing, that such a bill or such a proposal will not be picked. So it is not absolutely correct to suggest that Bill 7 wants to have more women so that and youth and so on and so forth, so that we can have enhanced decision making in government. That is not absolutely correct, because the only organ within the executive that makes decisions that become policy is cabinet. That's why you always hear to say cabinet has approved what was proposed in parliament. So it is not always that whatever you are going to propose in parliament, cabinet is going to agree with it. We have had so many progressive bills suggested in parliament. These bills have been rejected. So even if you've got so many women in parliament, even if you've got so many youths in parliament, so long as the current formation of the cabinet, it will not be changed by any constitutional reforms. Whatever will be proposed in parliament, if cabinet looks at that not to be in line with national policy, it will be rejected. So it's not absolutely correct to suggest to go around in constituencies, tell people to say, no, you support Bill 7 because it will improve decision making in parliament. No. That's absolutely incorrect.
And talking about the individual members of parliament, I think for me, this is what I would want PK and speech analysts. Let's speak to the members of parliament. Or we ask these burning questions to them. I know some of them, they could be watching. How would you want to go back and be part and parcel of the council chamber or council deliberations when you at the same time you are needed to go and be in parliament full time there via those committees? How is the rationale? How do our members of parliament really think in those directions?
I believe that's the reason why the Mushavati report has recommended that instead of having MPs sitting in the council, let the council operate as per normal. If there is need on a particular business item that require the presence of an MP, they will be called specifically to come and attend to that issue, and then they go. And I think that's how
it's quite fair.
It should be. Yes, that's how it should be. But to think that, because you see, as the speech analyst said, we have to be mindful of the resource envelope. Because one of the things that I feel that is progressive about ministers being appointed out of parliament. MPs already have an allowance. When they are appointed ministers, there is another allowance as a minister. So what this will do is just to separate what you get as an MP remains, and those that will be appointed out of parliament as ministers, they get what that minister was getting, because they get like double salaries. So in terms of expenditure, we are within what is available. We will not start looking for the only excess will be for the expanded seats. Okay, the 40 plus the other 50. Is it 55? 55, I think they're about. Okay, 270. We're going to have a seating capacity of 276, if I'm not mistaken. But I think we're looking at now an expanded capacity of parliament with 276 MPs. So that from 156 is going to put a strain on the treasury, because they have to look for extra money for sitting allowances, for cars that they get loans and all of that, but also accommodation, and then the sitting capacity within the chamber. They will need to look at how best they will accommodate the new MPs. So it's an interesting one to watch. But the question, IP and our dear viewers, is this: we may be sitting here discussing the Mushavati report and Bill 7. The question is, will it pass when it comes to voting? Will it pass?
Wow. It could be yes or no. And yes, maybe because the UPND, for them to have this push, they might have already secured. I mean, we have seen already there could be some MPs who may betray this country. There are some pressing us from the PF already who have come out so shamelessly saying we support this bill or we support the UPND government. In every society, I always say that even in the time of the time when the Kaunda and the team were fighting for Zambia's independence, there were people who supported the Werensi.
I can tell you this. From where I stand, I only, after reading the Mushavati report, I have only one problem.
Which is?
The only problem I have is around the unconstitutional process of Bill 7.
All right.
That's the only problem I have. However, if there is a legal way to maneuver and skate around that, and you sanitize Bill 7 by infusing it now with the Mushavati report, I don't mind the MPs voting for it.
Right.
I don't mind at all, if the process is not illegal.
Right.
If the contents of the Mushavati, you see the dilemma that I find myself in. I'm very conflicted.
I hear you.
I like the report of the Mushavati.
I may also go for the report.
Yes, I like the report of the Mushavati, but I don't support the fact that what the Constitutional Court said was an unconstitutional product is being debated. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I want to do what is right. So
we are avoiding the legally established or rather authored report and proceeding with an illegally authored report, which is Bill 7.
Which is Bill 7, because of only two technicalities. Number one, that the Mshavati report, if it was going to be a bill, it can never be a bill that Bill 7 was trying to address, because the standing orders will never permit for Parliament to debate
the Mshavati
two bills on the same matter in the same sitting or session. That is a challenge number one.
So we are desperate, in short.
Yes. Challenge number two, the Mshavati report, if it was going to be the next bill, needed to be, first of all, Bill 7 needed to be withdrawn completely. And then Mshavati report needed to be gazetted 30 days before being presented to Parliament. However, it cannot be in this sitting of Parliament. It would have to be another session.
Wow.
Okay? So that is the dilemma that the government has found itself in, the executive has found itself in. And one Professor Lumina said, this is a cobweb, this is a web that the executive has found itself caught up in. And it's a web of their own making.
Well, we have to follow that. So for this bill to pass through, let's say Bill 10, Bill 7 rather, sorry. And also for how Bill 10 failed to pass through was that the PF and the UPND they need about 111?
111, yes.
Votes.
Yeah.
Wow. And then they've got about
89
members of parliament?
Yes. So they will need independence, and they'll need some PF.
PF sellouts. One of them is...
no, don't mention.
Oh, okay.
If you know them, keep it to yourself.
I know the anger you have, comrade. Wow. No, leave them. We'll see them.
Yeah.
We shall know them.
But also one of the dangers,
yes,
and that is going to dent the good image, good standing of President Hakainde Hichilema when he insists on having this Bill 7 at all costs become law. It begins to give you questions as to whether President Hakainde Hichilema is willing to just go for his second term next year and not go beyond even 2031.
No, you will not. According to Mshavati.
Yeah.
According to Mshavati, 2-term limit, 5. That's it.
Okay.
Not the recommendation of Mr. Kavindere.
So
that has been nullified. It's not there.
It's okay, not which is well and good. But if the insistence is that Bill 7 only, you get my point, PK. If they insist that let's push Bill 7 because the Mshavati cannot come into Parliament because of these technical issues, then where we are going, people don't be shocked if someone just wakes up and says, I want President Hakainde Hichilema to go beyond 2031, and they will have numbers. So it's something that President Hakainde Hichilema should not associate himself with this bill, because it will tarnish his good image. Because when we speak now, it looks not to be so ugly, but once something becomes law, already today there are certain situations that you cannot believe that they should be existing under normal circumstances. But because of the lacunas that we have the likes of Mr. Robert Chavinga as acting PF president, and is being protected by the state. That's unbelievable.
I hear you. All right, let's move on, gentlemen, quickly. I would want us to engage in the viewers today. So we'll look at story number 3, where we're looking at the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has recorded over 1.6 million new voters, pushing the total registered voters to 8.8 million. It's it is impressive, PK. How impressive is this?
Well, no, it's not impressive.
1.6 million?
It's not impressive at all, because you must reflect this against the target that ECZ had set for themselves. ECZ said they would like to capture 3.5 million.
Yeah.
So that we can be sitting with 10 million voters on the register this year. Now for the ECZ to only capture
1.6. Over 1.6 new voters.
It's not even 50% of target, isn't it?
It's about 56%.
It's 56%.
Because they targeted 3.5 and they have gotten over 1.6. So less. They hit almost half.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll go by that submission, but the truth of the matter is they've fallen short.
Yeah.
Now here is the issue. The ECZ did not just dream of the figure 3.5. They looked at the census report of eligible citizens who can be drafted onto the voters register. So what has happened? Are those Zambians no longer in the country? There's no more COVID to blame.
Yeah.
So what happened? Is the process mismanaged? Maybe it was mismanaged. Remember how we started this voter registration?
Yeah.
There was no publicity. I mean,
until towards the end.
Yeah. They only started. They only put adverts on ZNBC, but Zambia is bigger than ZNBC, and not everyone watches ZNBC. They only extended the publicity in the extension window, which was 15 days, right? That's it. So my view is that we could have achieved the target, but the time was short. There was no visibility. There was no publicity. That's the reason why we've only managed to capture 1.6 million. But 8.8 is not a bad number.
Yeah.
Considering that President Hakainde Hichilema only won by 2.8 million. So the next winner must gravitate towards 3 million plus 3.5 million to win the next election.
All right, let's hear from Comrade speech analyst. Now, let me just read this in brief, where the story read that the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has registered 1,650,922 new voters during its recent mass registration drive, signifying which is below 3.5 million target initially set for the exercise. According to ECZ chairperson, Madam Mwangala Zalomes, the new registration brings the provision total of voters in the country to over 8 million thereabout. So that's it, comrade.
It's quite not so impressive, because when you set a target, you must at least go beyond half of it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then the Electoral Commission of Zambia needed to give more clarity as to why that has fallen short. Then also something that I've noted, I don't know whether it was addressed by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Yeah.
As we stand today, there are a lot of Zambians living outside the country. I think
the diaspora voice.
It's important for the Electoral Commission of Zambia in future to begin to look at capturing the diaspora votes, because those also are Zambians who are interested in the development of this country, and they have got preferred candidates that they would want to lead this country. So I think it is high time the Electoral Commission of Zambia needs to begin to drive towards that agenda, so that we can have so many Zambians living outside this country to take part in the national development by electing their leaders of their choice. Now, when you look at I hope our director has got a chart. You look at to say only out of 10 provinces.
No, not that one. The numbers.
Yeah. out of 10
Registered
provinces,
voters.
out of 10 provinces, only 4 provinces have managed to hit the over 1 million vote.
Yeah.
Then the rest have not managed to reach that. We need to understand what has caused such an occurrence. Because Lusaka is leading, should be 1.4.
Yes.
Southern Province, which is predominantly the stronghold for the UPND, is slightly below 1.2. Then Eastern Province, we could say it's a stronghold for the PF. Yeah. They have got, I think, almost 1.2 somewhere there. Then the Copper Belt, a stronghold again for the PF, quite a good. Over 1 million.
Yeah.
We have. I wish director could show.
Director, let's have that chart on the screen as we are submitting in the studio.
The provinces, the distribution of
voters.
Yeah, because that can give you an indication of who can likely win the 2026 presidential race. Just focusing on the presidential race and the strongholds. That gives you a balance. For instance, when I speak about Southern Province, which is the stronghold for President Hakainde Hichilema, if he manages 800,000 voters.
Should we say, just a correction, should we still maintain that Southern Province, or rather the president only has Southern Province as is a stronghold, in that now is a Republican president?
No, I'm basing the background where we're coming from.
Right.
Because that is predominantly their stronghold.
Right.
But since now he is the president of this country, you would find that even where he didn't have a lot of support, he will have support.
Right.
So if, for instance, he manages to get 1 million or 800 votes in Southern Province, that already gives him an edge over any presidential candidate with him.
Right.
Because if he comes to Lusaka, for instance, Lusaka, how many we have? That is 1.4. Then he picks almost maybe 800 or 700 votes. Then already the president is running towards 1.8 million votes on just 2 provinces.
Wow. Are you assuming that he will be voted 100% from Southern Province?
That is almost a guarantee.
I like to differ. I would like to differ.
Yeah.
I would like to differ on that.
Yeah.
Right. You know why? Everyone said, let's give President Hichilema an opportunity. And they gave him an opportunity, including people or voters from Southern Province. So they will now vote for him based on his performance, not based on potential. Yes, not based on potential.
Even
or regional affiliation. That will not be there.
Even so it will be based on his performance.
Yes.
His performance is what they are going to vote him on, not because of anything.
No,
it's no longer about his potential. People have now seen, can he deliver? Can he not deliver? So even from Southern Province, if he has performed well, they're going to vote more. If some of them feel he has not delivered to their expectation, he will lose some votes.
Wow.
I think that's my submission as well, because prior they had not seen how his performance was going to be. You get a point. But now they know who HH is and his performance. So there will be nothing like, no, because I come from Eastern, you have to vote for IP. That will not be there. We have tried here is IP, and is a performer or is a failure. You know what I mean? We have tried President Hakainde Hichilema. He comes from Southern Province. Is a performer or is a failure. That's how maybe the voting will be.
Well, it's quite. I do agree with your positions. And now, when you bring in such narratives, it also gives the political wing of State House to say, have we done enough in our stronghold?
Interesting.
If we did not do enough, from the 1.2 that we have, we may end up getting 500 votes. Now, if you get 500 votes or 400 votes, then that would be a reduction, and it should make you be worried. So those are some of the permutations. But anyway, I do agree with your positions. But if you look at those numbers from the political point of view, political parties need to know where to put their energy if they have to capture. If we like we are saying today, you need to capture about 3 million plus for you to win the presidency. Then those numbers give you an indication where you need to put in more effort. Because if you put in more effort in a certain region and you manage to get close to 1 million, that gives you an edge.
So focus for everyone campaigning should be on Lusaka, on Eastern Province, on Copper Belt, and Southern Province. These are the swing states, swing provinces.
Where you need to double your energy.
Yes, because the numbers are huge there.
They are huge.
If you cannibalize in those numbers, then you mop up something from Northern, you mop up something from Luapula where the numbers are smaller, and Muchinga and Northwestern, you're home and dry. So the provinces to watch are Lusaka, Copper Belt,
Central,
and not Central.
Copper
Belt, Lusaka,
Eastern,
yes, and Southern. These 4.
Then now there's also the black horse of the rule of vote. I think that he has taken out the picture very quickly.
Bring it back, director. Bring that chart.
The rule of vote. We're now looking at Western Province. When you look at Western, how many do we have? It's down there. I can't see.
Western. Give us Western.
Yeah, we have about 600.
Yes.
This is also part of the stronghold of the UPND. Now we ask ourselves, like you have challenged me, have the UPND delivered in Western Province? If they have not delivered in Western Province, already, for instance, I've got, if you remember, Minister of Health, Elijah Muchima, had an issue in his constituency, Ikelenge, where the chief is saying you should not adopt him. So already that gives you an indication to say, if you are an MP in Western Province and you are not wanted, then the arrogance of maybe the Secretary General or of the UPND, they adopt you. There's a likelihood that that person may not get as many votes for himself and also for the presidency. So those are the
dynamics.
The dynamics that you look at. So the rule of vote comes into play, and it will also be important for political parties to pick out 2 or 3 and focus their energies, because that will come at some stage to say, in this constituency, this candidate has gotten 40,000, and you have, as the closest rival, you have gotten 300. You see the difference. So you also need to pick out some regions where you can say, okay, for rule of vote, I can focus on these 2 or 3 provinces, hoping that I can get 700 or 600 voters, 600,000 votes.
Well, interesting. We leave this debate to you, the viewers out there, and also the presidential candidates, as the time, of course, is nearing to the campaigns. We'll see what will happen. But of course, as KBN TV next year, we'll be here to give you much more of these updates or insights in regards to how the campaigns will unfold, as well as the voting will be unfolding. Of course, we'll be reporting from across the country when that time comes. Now, let's look at other matters. Now, we'll be looking at some of the events. So I think we have seen, maybe it could be because this is a festive season and the year is coming to an end. Others, I know you are coming up with some resolutions. Others, it is always normal that whenever it's December, you've got a few days before the year comes to an end, or enter into the new year, you'd want to enter into the brand new year as a renewed person. Hence, we have seen some people issuing some apologies. We did see Pastor Victor Kawesha, who a man was one of the delegates at State House, discussing the bill number 7, confronting President Hakainde Hichilema, and of course applauding him. According to him, later on, he issued some remarks which did not sit well with members of the public, but eventually Pastor Kawesha, he decided to apologize in that regard. So let's just listen to the earlier remarks that he had issued at State House, and then we shall play another video of him rendering an apology.
as a Zambian who has children, a wife and children in my house, and when I say I'm representing the people of Zambia, I start with my household because they are people that come from me. When somebody stands and says I'm representing the people of Zambia and there is no seed that is coming from his house, is not representing myself. The people, the Lufwanyama community is upheld by the Catholic Church and the Oasis Forum's blatant attempt to hold our nation hostage over the Constitutional Amendment Bill. Their vehement opposition to this progressive bill.
All right, that is Mr. Kabesha there, one of the people who went to State House in support of Bill number 7. Like I did mention earlier on, we shall be playing another video of him now apologizing because this particular statement did not sit well with some members of the public. Others, of course, did insinuate that this message was actually an attack to the Catholic priest. Of course, well, we'll find out with that what the man said. I hope director that video is ready of which Mr. Kabesha was giving an apology. Let's play it. All right, so in case you've just joined us, this is the analysis program right here on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka. You are watching the program via our social media platform. That's our KBN TV Facebook page as well as YouTube. But remember, we are found on DSTV channel 279, GoTV channel 27, and also Topside Decoder channel 102. Let's get into it briefly. We'll play that video later on. PK, where do we start from in regards to Mr. Victor Kabesha? And then we'll play his apology.
Well, first of all, look, that was State House. The cameras were on. The nation was watching. It was a big stage. So sometimes you want to say, let me make a name for myself.
In a bad way, by the way.
In a bad way. You know, so this is why we always insist. When you're going to speak to an audience, know who is your audience. What is the message? What do you really want to communicate? Speaking off the cuff, unscripted, you end up bluffing. You end up with these kind of mistakes. So he thought he was making a good point. He thought he was going to impress the president and whoever he needed to impress, but he ended up hurting himself, hurting his fingers. You noticed what happened. Immediately he went viral. People started pulling out messages about his tweets, his posts, and suddenly we came to discover that his daughter is serving in South Africa as High Commission. And there he was standing, she was standing with the president and the vice president, and he has posted thanking the president for appointing his daughter and that. So now people began to say, oh, no wonder he spoke the way he spoke. But you see, you don't make a point by making other people look bad. He could have thanked the president without attacking the Catholic. He could have made a point without attacking any clergy, any priest whatsoever. Because he himself is a pastor. He's privileged to be married, but others have followed the footsteps of Jesus, who was not married, but he is the Son of God. Paul was not married, but is one of the most effective apostles of that time.
That's a post there you were
Yes, that's the post. I would like to take this opportunity to personally congratulate my daughter Grace on her deservedly and blessed appointment as High Commissioner to designate to South Africa. Now, we didn't know all of this. All this
until after he messed up.
Until after he made those unfortunate remarks, people started now pulling out.
Who is this man?
Who is this man? They began to dig into him. So you can clearly see that it was an unfortunate, it wasn't even the slip of a tongue, really.
No.
Okay? It was an unfortunate statement to make. But what I like is the fact that he realized he had made a mistake.
Yeah.
He quickly went and apologized to one of the Catholic bishops, and they took a picture and he said, I have apologized, and so on. And we saw a video to that effect.
Yeah.
I think I commend him for acting so swiftly to correct the wrong.
Yeah.
Now, as they say in Bemba, takalaba mwevwa, takalaba mwevwa, kalabawa kasosele. So the Catholics will not forget. They have absolutely perhaps forgiven him, but they will not forget. You understand?
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful sometimes when you have a public podium, just like we are here.
Yeah.
We have this opportunity and privilege to speak to millions of Zambians. We have to be careful what we say here. We have to be measured.
Yeah.
Even in our analysis of national issues, we can never be carried by emotions.
Yeah.
If we're speaking to numbers, let it be all factual and truth. So it's a lesson through the lenses of Pastor Victor Kalesha. Kabesha. That any person who is in a privileged position to speak to the nation, or even to just any audience, we must weigh the weight of that moment and make sure that we communicate the best there is to be communicated to the public. Otherwise, you make a mistake like this, it can have a telling effect on you.
Right, let's play the video of his apology, and then later on I'll allow my comrade speech analyst to dive into that.
Good morning, fellow Zambians. Yeah, my name's Victor Kalesha, and after deep reflection of what is going on social media and media platforms, and everywhere you go, you open, it's your name that is being mentioned, and it's a statement that I made out of cuff of my statement, and there could have been some misrepresentation of the things that I said, which I did not target at any specific grouping. It was kind of a blanket statement which I made, and I do not take responsibility of the misrepresentation of. I did not target at any specific grouping. It was kind of a blanket statement which I made, and I do not take responsibility of the misrepresentation of.
All right, thank you so much. That's a video of Mr. Victor Kalesha there in that regards, apologizing. Now, coming from the speech analyst, how is that apology? I apologize, but again, on the other side, on the other hand, I do not take responsibility on how the message was translated. What does it mean, speech analyst? You are here to analyze the speeches, and this is one of the speeches.
Okay, so PK spoke to it, and I'll be able to speak to it again.
Yeah.
You know, when you are going to speak to an audience, you must understand who your audience is.
Your target audience.
Yes, who your audience is.
Right.
And in that case, the president, Mr. Kalesha, was speaking to different people from different backgrounds. And I'm sure some of them he was meeting them for the first time. And if you noticed, when he made that careless statement, people were clapping. So by that moment, he must have realized, why are people clapping? But he didn't, and he got carried away.
Hoping that he had spoken sense.
He got carried away.
Like the proper show.
So
exactly, there you go.
So he got carried away. So from the point of speech analyzing, one of the critical issues sometimes we overlook is the issue of studying the audience.
Right.
Sometimes it will not require you to study the audience up front. It will require you, when you go to a gathering, scan around. Who is there? Scan around who is there. Look at your message. This message that I have, is it fitting the people that are here? And if you see that there are people that may be there, they may not understand your language, you need to see how you can bring down your message to their level.
Public speaking.
Yes. So when he was there, it's quite unfortunate that Pastor Kalesha, he doesn't know that whatever I say here, the interpretation of people out there is different. So this is where you need to be careful, because you are not going to have control over how people are going to
interpret your message. Yeah, exactly.
And you will not have you don't need to begin to condemn those people, to say, no, you have misinterpreted, you are malicious, and so on and so forth. No. You missed your point to properly craft your message, so that your message should have less clarifications. So that's what we do in public speaking. You limit clarifications. How do you limit clarifications? Be straight to the point. Avoid speaking off cuff.
And you cannot come out and say, I apologize for this, but again, I do not take responsibility for this. Come out with humility. So say, I'm sorry, and then from there you move on.
So actually, when I look at his statement, he needed to, I don't know whether this could have been the full video, or the statement that he issued.
It is, actually.
You know, he needed also to apologize to the president.
Right.
Because he put the president in an awkward position. A number of people have said the president should have curtailed him to say, no, don't speak like that. But the president never did anything to him. And this person was speaking carelessly at Prot 1.
Maybe in the first place, if you ask me, if I was maybe one of the advisors to the president, then I'm assigned to organize those people, I would have said, Mr. President, what to do for us to remain clean, let's allow this event to be held elsewhere. You know, go and book a hotel somewhere, go and allow them to issue those statements from there, so that when they mess up, like the way Mr. Victor Kabesha messed up, it will be easier for you to come out clean as a president and State House. You can even disown them. Those remarks were issued in their personal capacity and stuff like that. But if you allow them within the State House grounds, and they mess up in that area, it will be very difficult for you to come out and defend yourself.
There's also something to be mentioned about this particular event. Remember when the Oasis Forum went, they were only live for a very short period, about 6 minutes or so, 6 to 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The president spoke, the chairperson spoke, and cameras were off. Now, this spectacle was live throughout.
For 2-3 hours.
Yes, was live throughout. So you are wondering, where do you place the weight? And why was one blacked out and this one was not blacked out?
Inclusivity, equity.
You know, or is it perception management?
Yeah.
So that also from an advisory point of view.
Right.
It is something that should have been taken
managed in a very
into account. It looked very skilled.
Right.
Very, very skilled.
Yeah, so, and also, like I did say, Mr. Kabesha should not have belabored too much to say, no, what. He should have just gone straight to the point. I've taken responsibility for what I said. I am sorry.
Switch off the camera.
There. Unlike the issue where it begins to justify. Because when you commit an offense and you have realized that you have committed an offense, the best thing you do is to apologize and it's end there. But when you begin to justify, then your apology is not genuine. So Mr. Kabesha needed to apologize. Yes, he has apologized to the Catholics, but he also needed to apologize to Zambians and the president, because he committed that offense in the face of the president at State House, which is Zambia's first property,
yes.
and you go and do something that is uncalled for. Because as we speak today, the Zambian government, we cannot say is in good standing with the Catholic Church. We cannot say it is 100% in good standing. Then you go and do that, and the president or the handlers of the president do not come out to say the president does not agree with the position taken by Mr. Kalesha. More than 3 days of almost 1 week has passed. State House has not said anything. Is it one way of disowning Mr. Kalesha by keeping quiet? I think State House should also have used an opportunity to come out and say, no, the president does not agree the demeaning of other citizens who are voicing their concerns of national issues. Then lastly, when you look at the Oasis Forum when they went to State House, they never attacked any organization.
Yeah.
But why is it that this larger group was made to attack others? I think that gives you an indication to say this may have been probably a hired group to say when you come here, here is the speech. Do like this, do like that. But I think in issues of national issues, you don't need to begin to craft people to begin to attack other citizens who hold a divergent.
They'll forget and mess up like that.
They will forget and mess up like that. This is why we also saw some other people. They were given words that they have never pronounced. Oh, you don't do that.
That was quite dramatic.
Yeah. You know, I got a text message. What drama was at State House? Can you imagine? People. So sometimes, again, this is a friendly advice. Maybe next time it will be you. State House will give you a speech, and you come across certain words that you don't understand. Tell the person who has given, say, this, sir, I cannot pronounce. Okay, what is the replacement? Okay, I can pronounce this one and that one. Because you are going to create a public embarrassment for yourself.
How can I simplify it?
Yes, this is a friendly advice from the speech analyst.
Which way is similar or closer to this one?
Yeah, because look, this, like PK is saying, this event was on public forums for many hours. Now people be watching. Why didn't this person just use local languages? And
then struggling with the word and equivocal.
So it's not very it's not very correct for the handlers of the president.
I heard you say you want to engage the public. Will you? This is only
no. I'm engaging the public just right away. Right away. So basically, as you were talking, both of you comrades, I was looking at the CV of Mr. Kalesha. Then I discovered that Mr. Victor Kalesha is also the president of the Emeralds and Semi-Precious Stones Mining Association of Zambia. So, it brings a lot of questions whether those speeches are being given, in protecting his personal business and he impressed the powers that be, or maybe there are statements being issued in the interest of the general public.
And he also
the biggest question there.
And he also wants to stand for Nyama, maybe seeking adoption in the European decade.
All those bigger questions, exactly. We do not know. Exactly. All right, let's hear from the general public, and we wind up quickly. You can call me. The number is right on your screens. Within a minute, please give your submission. I've got a caller already. Okay, I hope I'm going to be helped here. Okay. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening, IP.
Good evening to you. Tell us your name, please, and where you're calling us from.
I'm Sanga calling from Kitwe.
Go ahead, Mr. Sanga, you've got a minute.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want to talk about two things.
Yes, please.
That is the handling of Bill 7 by UPND government. That is being manipulative. It's not fair. I think if there were people with the patriotism, they should have stopped it. And then the other thing is about Mr. Kalesha, the Pastor Kalesha. In the first place, he did not apologize. And he misled himself because the Catholic priests have families. They have brothers, sisters, and so on.
Right.
So speaking like that was just immaterial and being childish. we know he wanted to please the president.
Maybe childish would be a very stronger word to use the word childish on him, because if he made a mistake to use those remarks, then you use the word childish, it will not make any difference. So for you, use a different word.
Maybe he was an adult, but he was an adult. But as an adult, he was not supposed to speak like that.
Right.
And the other thing is, when you go to speak, you know, the thing which is annoying is most of these people are not patriotic. They are becoming traitors just because of money. This is our country. You just have to be principled. If something is bad, it is bad. Why should you even support? Why should you even support a bad thing? So that is what is worrying some of us. Some of these gentlemen, the MPs, the people they are lobbying to support this Bill 7, they're just surprising. How can a person from the university be coerced to support such a thing? Now, we are wondering what kind of a country we are in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your summary. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll pick up 4 more calls. You can call me. The number is right on the screens. Within a minute, make your point. You can ask your question if you wish, and then from there, you give chance to others. Caller, good evening. Welcome. Caller, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, IP. I'd rather remain anonymous.
Please go ahead. Go ahead, but tell me where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from Lusaka.
Go ahead, anonymous.
Yes. That Pastor Victor Kalesha has not apologized. The people that are actually offended should take him to task so that he really apologizes. That is not an apology. I don't call that an apology. He was just explaining how he understood what he actually told the public. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much, Anonymous, for that contribution this evening. Right, let's pick up more calls. You can call me. The number is right on your screens, and have your say within a minute. Ensure to, of course, do a summary of your contribution. Caller, good evening, and welcome to the program. Hello, caller, good evening. Okay, please, before you call me, reduce the volume on TV screens to avoid feedback. There is that echo as we're having that conversation. Caller, welcome and good evening to the program.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Tell me your name and where you're calling us from.
The Mike Kalaluka calling from Nambunde, the voice for the voiceless.
Go ahead, the voice of the voiceless.
2 gentlemen there, good evening.
Good evening, thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I like the way your TV station normally air the program. Really, you are standing for the people. We like such programs.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Comrade.
Yes,
it's
please.
It's very good now that the technical committee, which President Hakainde Hichilema put those people he put for himself there, they have went against his wishes. So now we are going to see if the president is a man who can listen to the people, because the majority they have spoken, and they have spoken contrary to his wishes. Those consultation, they have come against his wishes. So if he is not trying to be a dictator, so this is a litmus paper for our president. And this is a litmus paper. If you put that in the he normally listen to people. But the way I normally know the man, because I was once in the district IPS, the man he cannot be advised. 2, whenever you have a thought, that thought must overrule everything. That's why I know him very well, and it cannot be what he cannot be what I advise him to change his position. So the Zambian people, the Zambian people now, they are going to get to the president, the way he needs to do to govern this country. Comrade, I thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much, comrade, for that call as well. We appreciate you. Thanks. All right, so 2 more calls from there. We wind up the program. You can call me. The number is right on the screens. Within a minute, you can also have your views regarding what is being discussed in the studio. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, thank you, IP. Sambe calling you from Kasempa in Northwestern Province.
Mr. Sambe, it's been quite long, or maybe it is us here who have not given you the chance to contribute.
No, actually, I've been missing you. I'm a frequent caller, especially during a breakfast show.
Okay.
I've been missing you on that forum anyway.
I hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm glad. Yeah, I think the statement, the headline there, which is saying State House praise singer. I think that one is too heavy as well. I think if you should have just said Pastor Victor who said something at State House about apologize.
Maybe anyway, you are right. Your concern. Just hold on. Maybe your concern remains as such, but of course, when you see those in inverted commas, meaning that even the producer is not sure whether it's a praise singer or not. That's why he's put those in inverted commas.
Yeah, but I think that those sentiments were not good.
Right.
Those sentiments were not good, and I think it's good that the pastor went to the fellow church leaders at the Catholic Secretariat and did apologize from there. I think that's how it should be. When you realize something is wrong, you should be able to do that. And on that, while we condemned him, including myself, on those sentiments, but again, we have to commending him for the position that he took, realizing the mistake, and then he went and apologized. That's how it should be. And when we wrong people and when we do something wrong, we should be there to swallow our pride and then do the right thing. I think that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sambe. Appreciate you. All right, I'm going to pick up my last caller, and then we conclude the program. I do not know if you could be one of those that would want to close the program. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, IP. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. And how are you, sir?
I'm sweet. I'm very much sweet.
Fantastic.
And I want to thank your excellent panel there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Tell us your name and the area you're calling us from.
Very good. My name is Muntu Mususu, and I'm calling you from Lusaka, Zambia.
Go ahead, Mr. Mususu.
I must first of all commend your radio station and also for the excellent work that you are doing.
We're grateful.
And I must say that I'm observing everything that is happening. You are doing a fantastic job. We are always praying for you, and please continue standing firm. The caption you have put there is correct. State House praise singer. This is excellent, and I like this. I like people call things for what they are. Don't call something a spoon when you know this is a fork. So what we are saying is that that clip that you saw at State House, where that's clearly an insult on the Catholic Church. And I want to say that it exposes the moral compass of our State House. Again, what I'm saying? Yeah. It exposes the moral compass of our leader. Because a leader being morally sound, he should have stopped him. You should have told him to say, look, I'm not going to be part and parcel of this. So that also exposes the president. So this apology, also the president himself must be able to apologize. You see, the problem we have in this country is that we don't check moral compass of our leaders. Morality is key before anything. Very Patrick Mwanawasa said that some of these leaders, they don't mind whatever happens as long as they get what they want. Everything being equal, the president himself would have told this man, say, I'm not good, State House not going to be part and parcel of this thing. So let me not talk too much, because this is my debut call on your radio station. I'll be your guest in most of the time. Now, please, you are doing a fantastic job. I'm following. And please be reminded that the dictators over the world, they don't like objective play. Okay? IP, are you getting me? IP.
I'm getting you. I hear you.
I'm telling you that the dictators all over the world, they don't like a objective press. So when you are being criticized here and there, you must bear that in mind. But it's only dictators who don't like objective press.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well, and you are our last caller this evening.
Thank you very much. I'm humbled.
Thank you. All right, time is not on our side. We have to go. Comrade speech analyst, as we go.
I'm glad that from the callers you managed to get one female.
Yeah.
Which I think again, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But when you look at the national voter register, women have a bigger share in the in that register, and I would expect that whoever manages to win, who needs to convince the people in the kitchen. And when you look at the kitchen is one of the critical places where women need to plan using meager resources so that their children should have food.
Yeah.
So this is a political battleground for politicians as we go towards the 2026 general elections, the cost of living.
Right.
The people in the kitchen need to have something that is within their means to prepare food for their children. If yes, there is free education, but when they come back, they need to find something better to eat.
Right.
That will be critical in the 2026 general elections.
That is quite interesting. Pike, your closing remarks?
My closing remarks, I reiterate, I can't believe that this is December.
Oh, yes, it is.
The year has come to an end. But I've got the opposition on my mind. They are still very undivided.
Yeah.
That's one of the topics I've left out.
Very fragmented. Yeah. We are going into January without knowing who is going to be facing President Hakainde Hichilema from the united opposition front. Of course, we know, for instance, the parties that have said we are going to, to square it on our own, whether we're in opposition, alliance or not, but the collective have not come up to say we are backing this one candidate. On the other hand, the United Party for National Development have all the structures intact. There's not been any defection to the opposition. They have money. They have perhaps already ordered the regalia. So the UPND are ready for campaign. The opposition is still playing around, if I may use that word. So as my closing remarks is to say Zambia is a democracy. And democracy, we are not going back to one-party state. We chose multipartism. It means the UPND are in power today. They must be given competition. And so if the opposition are not putting their act together, they are literally giving this election away to the UPND. And the UPND will not struggle to win this election if the opposition continue to play around the way they are playing. Because look, you cannot all be presidents. Why is it difficult for the opposition to say, Max Sichula, Mike Sichula, I know you are running a political party. IP, I know you are running a political party. But you know what? This one is a better candidate
than the two of us.
Than the two of us. Can we just agree, give us some
members of parliament?
And now that we have a cabinet out of parliament, let's have these members from your team, these members from my team, let's form this. What is difficult about that?
Partnership.
Opposition political party leaders I love you. I respect you. Many of you, we have interviewed you here. The nation is counting on you. The nation is counting on you. If you really want all to be on the ballot, well and good. But
there'll be 30 of them.
You'll be 30 of you, like Malawi.
Yeah.
But there was only one tired man.
One man got it.
One tired man
who walloped everybody.
Yes. Even now, you can be 30, but there will be only one winner. Please, for once, for God's sake, put the nation in front. The nation of Zambia. I beg of you, by the mercy of the Lord, can you unite for once?
They should not actually complain about leaguing, because they are the people that are contributing to leaguing.
I hear you. I hear you. And you know, something dramatic, I will say this on a lighter note. Something dramatic, a day before, they went to meet Oasis Forum, and the Beauty Katebe actually was quite firm, advising them that we are depending on you. Can you ensure that you elect or appoint one person as your presidential candidate? Oh, the following day they come back and say it's Woza. Go and form one, it's called Woza.
But also one concerning issue on that issue I've raised. Beauty Katebe, she spoke, as a citizen.
Yes.
To say, can you unite?
Yes.
But I saw a write-up by the political advisor to the president on his Facebook page saying she has spoken as a politician, who treat her as a politician. Look, surely should citizens stop commenting on political matters, on governance matters?
No, but
they should be treated as political opponents.
No, but let's be honest here. Mr. Levingoma has been in politics for so many years. He knows that Beauty Katebe has been there through the women's lobby under the Mwanawasa. She's been around. Yes. She spoke against the Arabi administration. She spoke against the PF as well, of Mike Wasad and Edgar Lungu. So what has changed today for her to speak?
Actually, it is such negative statements that make women shy away from politics. Because remember, you see how the weight that will be put on the Beauty Katebe, and the way PK has spoken, I will not be surprised if people on your page begin to say, join us in the political arena.
Because I've asked the opposition to unite. And to my defense, I have said this is a multi-party democracy.
Exactly.
And therefore, the government in power must be given competition. Just like when PF was in power, it was given competition. MMD was in power, there was competition. So if we say the opposition is fragmented, doesn't make us... Yeah, it's a fact. And it doesn't make us to be political animals.
No, it doesn't.
No. So I felt Mr. Levingoma was very unfair on a female activist, Beauty Katebe, to just say to the opposition, unite. Doesn't make her a politician. No. And to write on the on a platform to say, treat her as a politician, that's very unfair. That is intimidating, and it shouldn't be happening. No.
Thank you, Pike. Thank you. We hope to be back next week. Comrade, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.